So here we are. This is very much a test of my resolve. Um, I think what we're doing here is we're breaking a code, as my sister would say, and we're trying something new. And that's what I'm talking about today. Really, is to do with um, routine, particularly. And I think for my sins, I've been listening to a song particularly this morning by Katy Perry. Now, Katy Perry is, it may not be your cup of tea, but it really spoke to me. If you start listening to the lyrics, then you see that her song, Slave to the Rhythm, I really encourage you to have a listen to that, to what she's actually saying there is absolutely on point as to what I'm trying to sort of get across. And also brought me around to this idea of routine. So here I am recording a video in a different location. No prizes for guessing where it might be because I'm not giving you an awful lot in terms of scenery. But it is a little bit too bright to go out with this camera at the moment to do it. But I needed to get this done this morning. So the thing I wanted to talk about really was routine. We are all creatures of routine, and I think sometimes, in terms of what Katy Perry would say, we can actually become slaves to it. So it's no bad thing to actually go and have a look at what it is that you're doing, how you're doing it, and perhaps if you are a slave to it, or if you are. If your creativity is perhaps being stifled. So I thought I'll come out and I'd do a different video from a different place. Now, for me, routine, when I was growing up particularly, was something that I suppose we cling to. You have to be, there's certain etiquette, certain manners at the table. There are certain things that we follow just in terms of social conformity. But it could be you sit nicely at the doctor's or you sit quietly on the bus, and so on and so on. But as we get older and we start to move into adulthood, we never really question any of those routines thoroughly, and it's quite a revealing exercise to do it. And we notice, I suppose, when we start doing this, that we encroach on our belief system and why we, if you even ask yourself why you do a certain thing, why you get up in a certain way, how you clean your teeth or whatever, the way that you get a shower, then this whole idea that's probably quite current at the moment of mindfulness comes in to play. And so you can be mindful in the moment, even when you're washing your hands or washing the dishes. And that in itself is a routine. So I think it's worth looking at to see what some of these routines do for us and how they work against us. And I suppose what I'm discovering on a day-to-day basis is that there are certain routines that I do that I don't necessarily have to do. And if I don't do them, then it isn't the end of the world. In fact, it actually opens up my creativity a little bit more, which again, you could seem as exciting. Now, some people would say, okay, I like what I do. I like my routine. It doesn't really cause my life to go off track. It's just something I'm comfortable with. And so, if you're comfortable with it and it doesn't take you off track, then try not doing it. Something as simple as wearing a watch on a different arm. See how much of a routine you have with that. And that's not to say you're doing something different for change's sake. It's more to do with not being a slave to the rhythm, which I'm sort of really, really enjoy that song. And so what I also think it may do, in a very subtle way, is it may crush or even stifle your creativity. When you're doing a particular thing or going through a particular routine, and we go into autopilot, and so we just do the things we do, and we drive the way we drive, and the places that we go to in any particular morning on the way to work to grab our coffee, or to park in a particular place, or to sit at a particular desk in a particular way, then there is some sense that we are slave to the rhythm. Sorry, I keep using that. So that we, and it's nice to change things up. And as I say, I don't mean to say you need to change things up just to be different, but just to establish that, underneath all of this, there is the you, and in that form, I suppose, if you want to use that word, there could be a creativity there that might be being suppressed, or a passion that you have. And in some ways, we could say that these routines could be passion killers, because with passion comes creativity, and so with creativity comes opportunity, and with opportunity comes a sense of freedom, a detachment, if you like, from those cycles that we're in. So here I am recording on location, and I'm going to do more of this because I do enjoy it, and this is very much a test. But I just think it might be an opportunity for some of us to look at the routines that we have in our lives, see what it would feel like if we're not brave enough to change that routine, what it would feel like to do something different, and how your life either improves or doesn't as a result of that change. Change isn't a dirty word, actually. So, and at the very base level, it's a little bit of fun to brighten your day. So go off and try that, see how you get on.